Ninjago is the home to a lot of iconic weapons. There are so many interesting things that come from the show that are highly detailed, look astonishing, just really do catch your eye, and LEGO make a really good attempt at actually recreating those in the physical form. And honestly, there is no diss when it does come to how LEGO do it. Of course there are anomalies, but they do a decent job. But in recent time, there has been an upsurge of more in the line of custom Ninjago items, not to be confused with bootleg items that are trying to serve as a complete replacement so you don't have to buy the official product. Custom items are something that LEGO may not produce, or just a different incarnation of it that just simply acts as an alternative that you can have alongside LEGO. And in recent time, they have gotten really good and really accessible, so I went out of my way to purchase a handful of custom Ninjago items, and see, are they better than the original counterparts? Are they good in your Ninjago collection, and do they hold a place within a collection? And honestly, as someone who does have a lot of Ninjago based items, it's really an interesting question to see. So join me today as we compare these items, show them in comparison to the original, and see, is the original still better than these customs, and which one you should honestly go for, and also some items that LEGO never produced, and have definitely become some of my personal favourites. So without further ado, let's take a look and see what you can get from the custom market. Also, I got these from AliExpress, not sponsored. And here they all are. These are all of the items that I did pick up. There were more options that I could have gone for, but I thought this was a good baseline for what you would probably get as a priority when it does come to custom Ninjago items. I have gotten my hands on the original golden weapons, the techno blades, the season 11 weapons, the time blades, and a couple little extras, such as the fusion blade, the mega weapon, and also the golden armor of the golden master. Honestly, it's just really crazy to see all of these in front of you because, like I said, if you look at them from initial glance, you can see that they are highly detailed and they look really good. So let's actually start to take a look through them, starting with the golden weapons. These are of course based off their original incarnations, and you can see the detail on them are absolutely astounding. You can see that all of them have all of what you do see within the show, like the little dots with their elemental colours, and it really does just stand out. As soon as you give them to the ninja, they do just look so good with them. You could give them to the pilot ninja or the ZX ninja. In this case, I'm using the new ZX ninja because it's one that a lot of people do have, so it's probably the ones that you would pair them up with, but they just really look good in their hands. I will say, Zane's shurikens don't fit too good in the hands because of how it's molded, but honestly that molding is so worth it. It just looks absolutely brilliant. But these weapons just have that flair to them. They really do have that presence, and they really do feel special. It's not like the original ones have any problems with them. The thing is that the originals do definitely serve the purpose. In front of you should be every single incarnation of the golden weapons. Of course, these ones completely outweigh the ones like the crystallized weapons. But the thing is, it's not like the originals are too bad. I mean, the Sword of Fire has been very consistently good, and that piece is forever one of my favorites. The Nunchucks of Lightning, in particular the brand new Nunchucks, definitely do give the custom ones a run for their money, because it feels like Legacy did perfect them. Honestly, the Scythe though is definitely the big standout here. LEGO have never been able to get the Scythe correct, so having this one just feels very vindicating to truly see. But you can see if you give the new ones or the original ones, they all do just have that presence, but I would be lying if I said these custom ones just didn't stand out. They really do have that really nice feel to them, and the ninja just look great with them. They feel like weapons, they feel like the creation of weapons. Honestly, they just have that flair to them, and I can't ignore it. But I'm gonna be honest, if you do have these new Legacy Golden Weapons, you're really not overly missing out, because the Legacy Golden Weapons are really good. You know, you got a really good sword. The shurikens are just the standard shurikens, but there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, the nunchucks feel fantastic. And yes, the scythe isn't the best, but honestly, it's not the worst in the world. It just could be better. But honestly, I really don't think it means that you have to get these custom ones if you wanted them, but man, do they look good. The next ones I'm going to show off are the Techno Blades, and honestly, this is a really funny one to see. These ones are perfect. They have no issues with them whatsoever. They look one for one, and they look pulled directly out of the show. And even when you give them to the ninja, they just have that feel to them. They just feel so good. Like, it feels so complete. Obviously, there are also customizable options when it does come to these Technoblades. You can remove the translucent pieces, and again, they look completely perfect as the non-activated variants. But I'm not judging it based on that, because the originals were never made to do that as well. But honestly, they just have so much option to them and just look so great in hand. Honestly, all of them just have that great feel to them. I don't know what else to really say. But again, the OGs aren't bad. Like, they're not overly terrible. They were made within the constraints of Lego. And honestly, expecting Lego to make these fully molded pieces does just feel kind of unreasonable. But the thing is that these originals do just stand out. They do just have that feel, and they do make the original ones look just less detailed. Because I will say, the gold next to the translucent does go a long way, and these definitely do look a lot better in hand. It feels really harsh, but it does feel like these ones just completely outweighed what we did get in the official sense. But again, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad. It doesn't mean that they're completely unusable, they're god-awful, you have to get the customs. It's just a case of the customs just offer a really good improvement. But I do think that is the overall. It's just, these are really good improvements. But if you not have them, you're not missing out by any stretch. I do think you can say that for all of these weapons, because they are original counterparts. But man, these Technoblades are good, and if you are a Technoblade fan, these are definitely the ones that you should be getting. The third set that I showed was the Time Blades. These ones, honestly, you may be surprised to hear, I think are the most unnecessary of the bunch. They look one for one with the show, and look absolutely fantastic, especially in comparison to the originals. These honestly do have that flair, and just really have got that feel that you would expect from them. The thing is, though, is that the originals are really good. Like, the original ones are smaller, they may have more translucency, they may not have the full effect that you would be after. But the thing is that those ones are really well put together. Those ones completely accomplish exactly what you want with the Time Blades. They have nothing wrong with them whatsoever, and that's why it feels almost as necessary. These ones do have show accuracy, don't get me wrong, and they do look fantastic for it. But the originals do really have you covered. Oh no, these ones are tough because they're definitely ones that look fantastic and I just have no issue whatsoever. And also, if you are ordering just the Technoblades, for example, you may as well chuck these on. But the thing is that, again, if you have the Time Blades or the original Time Blades, you kind of don't need these ones. I never bought these ones thinking that I needed these. These are ones that were necessary for the collection, and that's completely fine. And obviously, there are different cuts for different kind of people. But the thing is that, again, I just don't really think these ones were the necessary ones. But like I said, if you are finding yourself getting these weapons, then these are definitely good ones to tag on. You won't be disappointed in them whatsoever, because like I said, they are perfect. It's just, you're not really getting much of an upgrade. You're not really getting anything that feels like a notable increase. But hey, that might be a hot take from me, so I'm just going to move on. I will say that the fourth set in question is definitely the ones that I was the most looking forward to, and the ones that I feel like do earn the most respect when it does come to it. The Season 11 weapons are definitely the ones that were very detailed within the show, and it was definitely the moment where I feel like LEGO weren't able to keep up. They made really good counterparts, but these ones just completely blow it out. The details on these are just absolutely astonishing and just achieve things that we never got in the actual weapons. Zane's shurikens, you couldn't add on the white because it was basically impossible, so it was just flat gold. Kai was missing the grey and the red, Lloyd's sword was missing the green, Nia was missing any semblance of colour, Cole's was fine, but just kind of basic at best, and Jay's was also fine, but just simply missing the blue. But these ones just completely improve on that, and these weapons just look absolutely stunning. They look nice, they fit nice, they do everything that you want, and they just feel like such a clean cut above the originals. Honestly, there are ways that you can make the originals look more accurate, and if you do that, then you get a really good looking product. It's just, when you look at these ones, you really do see what you could have. And I'm going to be honest, these were the main things that I did want. These are going to become the staples for me when it does come to the Season 11 weapons. These are the defaults for me now, because they just simply look that good. It just feels like that there is no debate when it does come to these ones. It's just, there is no downside to them. And I feel like this isn't something that I brought up too much so far, but remember this for everything that you have seen within this video. They feel fantastic as well. There's not any sort of flimsiness, they don't feel fragile, they don't feel grimy, they don't feel like they're cheap. They feel really good in hand, and they're all made of solid plastic. The only thing that's not completely solid plastic is Kai's Season 11 sword. The blade specifically is the more malleable plastic that you do expect from regular katanas within LEGO, and of course that is for safety purposes. But the thing is that it doesn't eliminate the fact that these just look fantastic, and just look, again, leagues better than the original. So honestly, if there's one thing that you should take from this video is that the Season 11 weapons, there are these really good alternatives out there. These are, in my opinion, the defaults. These are the ones that you do want. These are the ones that just have everything going for it. Nia's spear just looks so good. Jay's flail is the only time I've liked it. Lloyd's sword is an icon for me. I've had him basically in hand with every single Lloyd minifigure beyond Season 11, and he just looks nothing but good. Honestly, these ones are the weapons for me, and I couldn't be more happier with them. But those are all of the complete sets that I did get my hands on, and you can just see how good they truly do look. Like I said, there are arguments still for the originals. I don't think that is any way, shape or form wrong. It's just, these do offer something really unique and just make minifigures look a lot better. But the thing is that there are still 3 things that we do have to have a look at. 3 just one-offs that you can pick up. And like I said, there were more that you could get. The Serpentine Staffs, a Sphera Staff, the Sword of Sanctuary. There were options. It's just these are the ones I did lock in on. So to start off, I'm going to talk about the Fusion Blade. This one is such a clear upgrade when it does come to the original. The original one has the coloured blades itself and just looks, generally speaking, inaccurate. There's not really much going for it, and I really do think this was a vast improvement. It looks absolutely fantastic in hand. If you give it to any of the Hands of Time minifigures, you're really not going to be disappointed at all. This one just blends in and definitely does have a fantastic feel to it. And again, just is the accessory in my opinion when it does come to Hands of Time. Ray currently has it in hand and it just doesn't look any better than this. Honestly, I don't envy LEGO because this is an impossible design to make, and I don't blame them for that at all. It's just I'm really glad that there is an option to get this weapon out there. This is, in my opinion, just simply perfect. I think this accomplishes everything I want from the Fusion Blade and definitely does have that feel that I wanted when it did come to the weapons. So yeah, this one is most definitely just a very clear upgrade. I don't think there's any mincing words. This is the Fusion Blade. Honestly, if you like the Fusion Blade, this is the way to go forward. So if there's anything else you want to take from this video, is that is another must buy in my opinion as well. But nothing can be emphasized more than it's a must buy than this thing right here. The Mega Weapon. Something we have never had within the show, nearly did, but just never found its way within a set. And man, does this thing deliver. It is perfect, it's detailed, it has everything that you want. It is the weapon. This is the thing that you do want, especially if you do like Ninjago. This represents so much from the show, especially the classic era, and it definitely does pay off. It looks beautiful in hand, it looks beautiful with Garmadon. There is literally nothing wrong with this thing. It's just this really solid, dense piece that just does nothing wrong. And again, this is another instance of something being created, and I am so thankful for it. Like I said, there is no alternative, or at least no official alternative when it does come to the Mega Weapon. So having this in hand really does make something feel accomplished to me. And that is why, again, on an overall, if there's anything to take from this video, it's that this is the thing to buy. Of course, I've said the Season 11 weapons are great, and the Fusion Blade is great, but this is it. This is the whole thing for me. This is the thing that you do need. Honestly, I can't recommend the Mega Weapon enough. Having it in hand has definitely changed my opinion on a lot of things, especially when it does come to custom LEGO. But we are on the final thing, and I did leave this till last because the golden armor is really difficult for me to recommend or not. It's not compatible with LEGO as far as I can tell. You could probably slide it onto a minifigure, but I don't think you would really want to. It's more of a display piece, and that's just kind of how I treat it. I don't display it with the Overlord, I don't display it with the Ninjoid army, I display this with the Legacy Ninja. This reminds me of March of the Oni because of the scene where Kairi forges the weapons. This is the piece that represented to me, and I do think it is really good at that. If you want the golden armor, get the Overlord. The Overlord is your version when it does come to the golden armor. This, in my opinion, just represents something different. And I love it for it because it does just look absolutely great. I have no issue with it whatsoever. It's just a really cool piece to have within your collection. There's nothing really much more to it other than that. And I think that is kind of the joy of it. Because this is a completely unnecessary but really cool if you do have it piece. You don't need to get it. It doesn't complete a minifigure. It doesn't complete anything in particular. Like I said, it completes the Season 10 Ninja, but that's just a personal thing. If you don't want it for the Season 10 Ninja, you could honestly skip it. But it's just a nice thing to have, especially when it was an option. But that is all of the things that I did get, and this is where we're going to come to the official conclusion. Is original better than custom? And honestly, it's kind of down to you on that one. You could be looking at all of these pieces and have a fundamental disagreement with it, and I could completely understand that. Please don't kill me, John Lego. But the thing is that this does offer something really interesting, especially pieces like the Mega Weapon, especially pieces like the Scyther Quakes, just items that just make sense and just have this perfect improvement that you wouldn't really expect Lego to be able to accomplish. So to break it down individually, the golden weapons, if you like them, yeah. If you're not overly happy with any of the golden weapon incarnations, this is the way to go. The Techno Blades, yeah, there is an improvement. The Time Blades, unnecessary, but if you do want them. The Season 11 weapons, fantastic. Amazing in every single way. The Fusion Blade, get it. The Mega Weapon, please get it. It just has what you need. Honestly, you could really take this in your own way and your own style. That's kind of what I want to know for the video. Because whilst I do personally recommend these pieces, I would like to know if you like them as well. I would like to know, is this something that you're going to look for? Is this something that you do want to get your hands on? Is this something that you do want to have? Honestly, for me, I am so happy that I do have them, and I would love to know if you guys would want them as well, because I just think they serve a really cool purpose, and definitely do make improvements to my Ninjago collection. But that is about it for today, you guys, and thank you very much for watching. And if you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing. It's honestly really fun to discuss Ninjago with more people. And if you do want to support the channel any further, which you do not have to, you can become a channel member and join the legends on screen. A particular shout out to Grandmaster Sensei 28208 for being an eternal legend. Thank you very much, my friend. But apart from that, like I said, let me know what you do think of these pieces, and if you own any other pieces in general. I would like to know the consensus, because it is a topic that I'm curious about. But apart from that, take care, guys. Okay, bye!